Ladies and gentlemen, behold the captivating world of Venus. This enigmatic beauty is shrouded in thick clouds of sulfuric acid, and its surface is a scorching furnace. But did you know that Venus spins on its axis in the opposite direction of most planets? Step into this mysterious vortex as we delve into the riddles that make Venus an enigma among the celestial wonders. Venus is the second planet from the Sun in our solar system, located between Mercury and Earth. It is often referred to as Earth's sister planet due to its similar size and composition. Venus is named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty. It is sometimes called the morning star or the evening star because it is visible from Earth shortly before sunrise or after sunset. Venus is the brightest natural object in the night sky after the Moon. The planet has no moons or natural satellites. Venus has a diameter of approximately 12,104 kilometers, 7,521 miles, making it slightly smaller than Earth. It has a mass of about 81.5% that of Earth. Venus has an extremely thick atmosphere primarily composed of carbon dioxide, around 96.5%, with small amounts of nitrogen and trace amounts of other gases. The surface pressure on Venus is about 92 times that of Earth's sea level pressure. The atmospheric pressure on Venus is so high that it is similar to the pressure experienced at a depth of 900 meters, 3,000 feet, in Earth's oceans. Venus experiences an extreme greenhouse effect, which contributes to its extremely high surface temperature. The average surface temperature on Venus is about 462 degrees Celsius, 864 degrees Fahrenheit, making it the hottest planet in our solar system. Venus has a surface covered in plains, mountains, valleys, and volcanoes. It is believed to have over 1,600 major volcanoes and numerous volcanic structures. Maxwell Montes is the highest mountain on Venus, reaching an elevation of about 11 kilometers, 7 miles, above its average surface level. Venus lacks tectonic plates, which means its surface does not experience plate movements like Earth. Venus has a relatively young surface with very few impact craters, suggesting that volcanic activity and resurfacing processes have been active in geological history. Venus has a slow rotation, taking about 243 Earth days to complete one full rotation on its axis, but it rotates in the opposite direction to most other planets, including Earth. Due to its slow rotation and thick atmosphere, Venus has a phenomenon called retrograde rotation, where it appears to rotate from east to west instead of west to east. A day on Venus, one full rotation, is longer than a year on Venus, one orbit around the Sun, which takes approximately 225 Earth days. Venus has a very thick and permanent cloud cover composed mainly of sulfuric acid droplets. These clouds contribute to Venus's highly reflective appearance. The thick cloud cover prevents direct observation of Venus's surface from telescopes, and it wasn't until the development of radar that scientists could see through the clouds. The first successful radar mapping of Venus's surface was carried out by the Magellan spacecraft in the early 1990s. The Magellan mission revealed a surface that is relatively young with vast volcanic plains and thousands of volcanoes. Scientists believe that Venus once had liquid water on its surface, but it evaporated due to the greenhouse effect and the planet's proximity to the Sun. It is thought that Venus experienced a global resurfacing event about 300 to 600 million years ago, which erased much of its older surface features. Venus has relatively few impact craters compared to other planets, mainly due to this resurfacing event. The average age of the surface rocks on Venus is estimated to be around 300 to 600 million years. Venus's surface temperature is hotter than the surface of Mercury, despite Mercury being closer to the Sun. The surface of Venus experiences occasional transient luminous events, such as lightning and ashen light. Venus is one of the 5 planets visible to the naked eye from Earth, and has been known since ancient times. Venus has been mentioned in various mythologies and is associated with love, beauty, and fertility in many cultures. The first spacecraft to fly by Venus was NASA's Mariner 2 in 1962, which provided important data about the planet's atmosphere and temperature. Venus is considered a rocky planet, like Earth, Mars, and Mercury, as opposed to the gas giants like Jupiter and Saturn. There are no plans for crewed missions to Venus due to its harsh conditions and the focus on exploring Mars and other celestial bodies. Astronomers have observed a layer of night glow in Venus's atmosphere caused by chemical reactions involving oxygen and nitrogen. Venus's upper atmosphere contains significant amounts of sulfur dioxide and sulfuric acid. The second Soviet mission to Venus, Venera 8, returned data for about 50 minutes before being destroyed by the extreme conditions. The atmosphere on Venus is thick enough to slow down spacecraft during descent, requiring heat shields and parachutes for safe landing. Venus's surface is rocky and covered in volcanic plains, some of which are relatively smooth, while others are rugged and mountainous. Due to the thick atmosphere, the pressure on Venus's surface is about 92 times greater than Earth's sea level pressure. Venus is often used as a reference point in space exploration for its proximity to Earth. It takes about 6 minutes and 35 seconds for sunlight to travel from the Sun to Venus. The high temperatures on Venus have caused any water that once existed on its surface to boil away and escape into space. Venus and Earth have similar densities, but their atmospheres and surface conditions are vastly different. Some astronomers have proposed the idea of using Venus's thick atmosphere as a potential location for floating habitats or cloud cities in the future. The Soviet Venera 9 lander transmitted the first black and white images of Venus's surface back to Earth in 1975. The first successful landing on Venus was accomplished by Venera 7 in 1970. The atmosphere of Venus is thicker than that of Earth, but it is not as thick as the atmosphere of gas giants like Jupiter or Saturn. The surface temperature on Venus is higher than the melting point of lead. Venus is named differently in various cultures and languages. For example, it is known as Shukra in Hindu mythology. Venus has been extensively studied using ground-based telescopes, space probes, and radar mapping. Venus's orbital period around the Sun is about 225 Earth days. Venus is the only planet in our solar system to be named after a female figure. The surface of Venus is generally younger than Earth's surface due to volcanic activity. Scientists continue to study Venus to understand its complex atmosphere, geology, and potential insights into Earth's own climate history. These facts provide a comprehensive overview of Venus and its unique characteristics, making it one of the most intriguing and mysterious planets in our solar system. Venus has no liquid water on its surface due to its high temperatures and atmospheric conditions. The lack of water and the extreme heat make the planet's surface inhospitable to life as we know it. Venus experiences superrotation in its atmosphere, where its upper clouds rotate much faster than the planet itself. Venus has a very weak magnetic field compared to Earth, suggesting that its core is not as active or large. The planet's weak magnetic field leaves it more vulnerable to solar wind and cosmic rays. Venus has been visited by numerous spacecraft, including the Soviet Venera missions, which were the first to successfully land on the planet's surface in the 1970s. The Venera landers provided the first direct measurements of Venus's surface conditions. The Soviet Venera 7 probe was the first spacecraft to land on another planet, Venus, and transmit data back to Earth. The surface conditions on Venus are so harsh that most spacecraft designed to land there only last a short time before succumbing to the extreme heat and pressure. The Soviet Venera 9 lander was the first spacecraft to send back images from the surface of Venus in 1975. Venera 13, another Soviet mission, returned color photographs from Venus's surface in 1982. The European Space Agency's Venus Express mission, launched in 2005, studied the planet's atmosphere, climate, and surface. NASA's Magellan spacecraft, launched in 1989, orbited Venus and used radar to map its surface in great detail. NASA's Pioneer Venus mission, launched in 1978, studied the atmosphere, clouds, and surface. In 2020, NASA announced the selection of 2 missions, Da Vinci Plus and Veritas, to study Venus in detail, with expected launches in the late 2020s. Venus's atmosphere contains numerous layers, including a thick cloud layer made of sulfuric acid, an intermediate layer, and a thin outer layer known as the exosphere. Venus has no ozone layer to protect it from harmful solar ultraviolet radiation. Venusian winds can reach speeds of up to 360 km per hour, 225 miles per hour, in the upper atmosphere. The planet's winds blow much faster than its rotation, a phenomenon known as superrotation. Venus is the 3rd brightest natural object in the sky after the Sun and the Moon. Due to its proximity to Earth and its brightness, Venus has often been mistaken for a UFO or an unidentified flying object. Venus has phases similar to the Moon, varying from a full Venusian moon to a thin crescent. Venus's orbit is nearly circular, with an eccentricity of only about 0.0067. A transit of Venus across the face of the Sun, a rare astronomical event, occurs in pairs about every 120 years. The last transit of Venus was in June 2012, and the next one is predicted to occur in December 2117. The surface of Venus has been named after famous women and mythological female figures. Venus is often called the Hell's Cape due to its extreme conditions. Despite its inhospitable surface, some scientists speculate that Venus's upper atmosphere may have habitable regions with milder conditions. Several proposed future missions aim to study the potential for life in Venus's atmosphere. Venus has a rocky, iron-nickel core, similar to that of Earth. Its core is believed to be about 3,000 to 4,000 kilometers, 1,864 to 2,485 miles, in diameter. Venus's core is thought to be surrounded by a molten rocky mantle. The planet's magnetic field is likely generated by interactions between the core and mantle, although the process is not fully understood. Venus's thick atmosphere contributes to a runaway greenhouse effect, trapping heat and raising temperatures to extreme levels. The surface of Venus is dry, with no liquid water, but the atmosphere does contain some water vapor. Venus's atmosphere is about 97 times denser than Earth's. The planet's thick atmosphere exerts a significant greenhouse effect, making Venus the hottest planet in our solar system despite being farther from the Sun than Mercury. Venus has no seasons like Earth because its axial tilt is minimal, about 2.6 degrees. The lack of significant seasons contributes to the uniformity of its climate. Venus has 2 large highland areas, Ishtar Terra in the northern hemisphere and Aphrodite Terra in the southern hemisphere. Venus's northern hemisphere is predominantly composed of lowland volcanic plains. Venus's surface is marked by large volcanic features, including shield volcanoes, coronae, circular structures thought to be caused by upwelling of molten material, and lava flows. If you've enjoyed this video and want to stay connected to the fascinating world of astronomy and space exploration, make sure to subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you'll be part of a community of fellow enthusiasts who share a passion for the wonders of the universe. Don't miss out on the latest updates, informative content, and exciting discoveries. Hit that subscribe button now and join us on this incredible journey.